Hi, I'm Galina, and I have Sepi Nasiri with me today from Women2.0. Hi, Sepi.
Hi, Galina. How are you?
Fine, fine. Thank you. I hope you're doing fine too.
Yes, we are. We are enjoying the San Francisco Indian summer, which is
Right,
great. That's the only time everybody wants to be here.
right.
It's a great time to be here, at least.
Awesome. Is it warm?
It is. It's about 70 to 80 degrees. That's the only time throughout the year we have beautiful weather, that there's no wind, it's a lot of sun, and people like to be outside. So,
Awesome,
and we're blessed for this time of the
awesome.
year.
Okay, so um, I've read that Women2.0 is a company that offers content, community, and conferences for women in entrepreneurship, business, and technology, right?
That's correct. We are a media company, but we're not a very traditional media company where you usually see online a lot of advertisement. We focus as a media company on our social mission, which is help also increase the number of female founders in technology startups. And so online, you see pure content, a voice of our community. We highlight our community.
So why did you decide to focus specifically on women?
Um, we've been around for about 7 years. So we grew organically, and the reason for that was when we used to go to events, we didn't see the women entrepreneurs and technologists at any of the tech events we used to go to. It was usually myself and a couple others, and so for us, it was very important to see where they are and locate them, and also help with the movement, which was created for Women 2.0 about 7 years ago. Particularly, we wanted to highlight those women. We know they existed. They were our friends. They were working along us or in other companies. So it was time for us to bring them together and hopefully increase that number, and also give each other mentorship, which was also missing back then.
You know, that's exactly what I've noticed in China as well. I go to some startup events. It's actually Startup Grind. I'm sure you have heard about it. Um,
Yes.
so we have our chapter here. My friends started it, and there are very few women, and especially there are zero women who are in technology themselves. So I think it's really amazing that you're doing that. Why didn't women go to this event that guys usually attend?
Interesting enough, they're probably working on something.
Mm-hmm.
Also, bringing female entrepreneurs and technologies out of their comfort zone. I mean, when you go to an event, when you see 90% or 95% men on stage and off stage, I think you don't see yourself out there. You're not hearing something and from your perspective to learn.
Something
So
that
I
you can
think
relate to, right?
absolutely, and I think that's what was missing, and that's maybe one of the reasons they didn't come out as much. At Women 2.0, I would say more than 85% of our speakers on our stage and at our conferences are women. They're executives, they're founders of companies, they're technologists. And so the entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs can relate to what they're telling them, what happened, or the founder story. There's a lot of things women go through the same way, and so they can relate to them. Potentially also much more comfortable in discussing, and men discuss things differently than women, and so for
Mm-hmm.
us to find someone who we can relate to and talk to and be much more comfortable is important. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so we are hoping that's what we have created with the environment.
And how are women entrepreneurs different? How do they run their business, compared to men?
I can only talk mostly about personal experience,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say this is something that's been echoed now. Um, we are much more detailed. We are we don't ship a product until it's perfect. We're perfectionists.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're great communicators. One of the reasons you see currently today, all the social media platforms are dominated by women. We are the ones that are using the smartphones. We will have it. We are the ones that are the gamers, the casual gamers. I think right now the data is a woman who's over 35 who plays these games. We're the ones mostly using Twitter and Facebook because we naturally do this. So with that in mind, we build communities. We are communicators. And so the products that we build, we put pride so much more into it, so it takes longer. And that's how I think, also do business. It's through engagement as well. Men, most likely, and this is, again, personal experience, they think something, they put it out there and see what happens. Women usually build products because they themselves needed something similar to this and couldn't find it in the market. So they go and build it not only for themselves, but also hopefully because other people may need it as well. And that's one of the reasons their products are successful.
Yeah, and I heard that it's easier for guys to appreciate themselves for who they are, and that's why it's easier for them to present something and be proud of it. While I think for women it's a lot more complicated.
Necessarily, maybe not that they're not proud of it or themselves. I think they're just perfectionists. So they want everything double checked and make sure that it's so perfect that there's nothing missing before they create and put it out there and put their name on it.
Right. So I saw one of the blog posts on Women 2.0. It was how vulnerability is good for business. Or something like that, something with a similar title. So I don't think that you can really find that on a blog for guys, for example. So why do you discuss this very, personal, very spiritual problems?
I think we as women, because we are naturally nurturers, right? We create an environment where we think of our products or a startup as a baby as well. So we really nurture it, and even with our employees, I would say, or when we hire someone, we feel like that they're family. And so it is a sensitive factor because we're, as women, our DNA is made up differently. We feel more. And so maybe that's why, it had to be touched, that this is normal. This is not just one person or the other. This is how majority are. We have the emotions. We are sensitive, and on top of it, we're nurtured. This is something that's natural, that's out there. So opening these conversation, I think, brings a more awareness overall to the community.
Right. And what else do you usually blog about at women2.0?
We have many different angles of things that we talk about. As I mentioned earlier, it's not just about who we are as women entrepreneurs, but also our founder stories. So women will talk about best practices, maybe startup mistakes, and so hopefully inspire women who are reading these blogs, educate them on things that went wrong or not went wrong. A lot of the VCs and angel investors write about best ways to get funding or finding a funding partner.
Mm-hmm.
Engineering developer type of women talk about culture within the companies they work, and also tools and resources that are available to help your company and yourself grow. So I would say overall, our blog online is primarily focused on inspiring and also educating the community and the next generation of entrepreneurs.
Right. So what kind of programs and services do you offer to your community?
Sure. We do have a subscription to receive different types of packages of products we have. But as an a la carte, we have online the editorial and also videos, for example, from interviewing really successful entrepreneurs and founders of companies, from our conferences, our keynote speakers, fireside chats. We also have a investor hangout where we provide an opportunity for founders to pitch their idea to our investor partners, and within 5 minutes, and get feedback as well. So that's another product that we have. And usually we always get or read that it's hard for women to be in front of VCs. So we have cut that cold calling, cold emailing, and providing an opportunity and a platform for that. Offline, we have our networking event called Founder Friday. We are currently in 19 cities around the world, where we bring a community of entrepreneurs, technologists, VCs, and angel investors together to hopefully expand that network within each city, hopefully for people to find that co-founder they're looking for, the investment partner, or hiring engineers. And this way also knowing what's coming into the market, which is very important when you are a startup founder or wanting to start a company. Additionally, we have 2 conferences per year. One is here in San Francisco, always on Valentine's Day. And our second conference is normally in November, which kicks off Global Entrepreneurship Week around the world. And every year, our November conference changes the location. Last year, we were in New York, and this year, we are in Las Vegas for 2 days. And alongside our conferences, we also have a competition open to global startups with at least 1 female founders on their team. And we have had success stories where finalists, we usually get 10 finalists out of over 300 applicants. And these finalists have either been acquired by Yahoo and likes, have received more than $1 million in investment, or admitted into incubators and accelerators. So companies who come on our stage are really quality companies, and they're from everywhere. We've had people from Dubai to Vietnam and all over the US, Canada, and Latin America.
Wow, so that's a really international event, and for basically everybody, right?
Absolutely. Our event and also our platform is open to men and women. Essentially, what we're trying to do is create that balance and ratio around the world. So definitely our events and everything we provide is open to men and women.
Right. Are you also open to immigrant women in the U.S., to women whose native language is not English in the U.S.?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I myself am an immigrant. I'm from Iran, so I'm Persian.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
with that in mind, definitely, and we believe that everybody in other countries are also looking to the U.S. and what happens here. So if we are not creating role models here, then that's not being duplicated everywhere else. Here at Women 2.0, actually, our CEO, Sharaz Trania, she is Indian Pakistani, and myself, I'm Persian. And so we have a lot of different mixtures within our own company and our own company makeup. And we are very diverse in the community we have, not just men and women, but also different backgrounds as well.
Amazing. That sounds so good. So women can totally go to your website and go to one of your events and get inspired and get started with their businesses. That's so great. I love that.
Absolutely. And we hope that anywhere else where we currently don't have a presence, people reach out to us, and hopefully we can build communities in those cities as well and inspire and hear their voices. And that's one of the main reasons we have our Founder Friday in 19 cities. We like to hear what's happening in cities around the world when it comes to entrepreneurship and female founders and technologists, and how it is different in each city and each country versus here in the US. At the end of the day, we're trying to reach as many women entrepreneurs and technologists around the world as we can to help them grow, not only them, individually, but also their companies, or if they have a vision as innovators. We are the next generation that's going to change the market, or what's coming into the market, and how we build our technology to impact the way we live, the way we work, and so it's great to always see different cities coming up with ideas and solutions as well.
Right. And so, Sepi, how do women usually find you? Is this through your website, through the word of mouth, through the events?
Good question. So I would say the first way, or through the internet, is always when they type in women in tech or something similar to that. But definitely on our website, women2.com is where people come to, or they're directed to. At our events, mainly through friends, they heard about it. A lot of our sponsors also talk about us or put us in contact with their own communities. Google for Entrepreneur being one of them, and their initiatives they have done around the world. So I would say sometimes it is the conferences or the local events we have, or essentially, if we are not in those cities, it's definitely through the website.
Right. Sepi, thank you so much for your time. It was such a pleasure talking to you. I really appreciate your time. And I cannot wait to share this with everybody, to share
Thank you
our
so much,
interview.
Galina. I really appreciate you reaching out. It was a pleasure speaking with you.